Good day, everyone. We are the Group 3 from MA3203, and we are here to present a research paper about City Core Power Plant, also called as City Core Solar Clark. The Philippines is accelerating its shift to renewable energy, with solar power leading the way. The Clark Solar Plant is a 22.3 megawatt solar farm located in the Clark Freeport Zone, Pampanga, developed by Citycore Renewable Energy. This facility supplies clean electricity to the Luzon grid, helping reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. Beyond energy production, the Clark Solar Plant supports the national goals under the National Renewable Energy Program and the Paris Agreement, significantly cutting greenhouse gas emissions. It also brings social and economic benefits, creating local jobs, promoting regional development, and strengthening energy security.
For the short project overview, the Clark Solar Plant located in Clark, Freeport Zone, Pampanga is a 23 megawatt solar power generation facility operated under a service contract with Citycore Solar Clark for a period of 25 years. It is connected to the Luzon grid via transmission line approximately 2 kilometers long, operating at 69 kilovolts. The plant has an installed capacity of 22.3 megawatts DC and began commercial operation last March 11, 2016. With its design life of 30 years, the facility connects to the NGCP grid through the Clark substation owned by the Clark Development Corporation or CDC and the Mexico Clark 69 kilovolt line 1. Next page, please. According to Presco 2021, the plan shows peak demand grew from 3.67 megawatts in 2000 to 14.14 megawatts in 2020, driven by 7% annual increase and hotter weather from 2015 to 2020. Traditional resources fell short, relying on indirect WESM support.
Moreover, power consumption trend based on time states that peak falls at 7 a.m. at 7.4 megawatts each day and will rise again until it reaches 3 p.m., 12 megawatts being the peak load during daytime. Then it will descend again between 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. at 8.6 megawatts, and descend to nighttime peak load of 15.05 megawatts at 10 p.m.
Now, the forecasted power consumption, the peak demand was forecasted using linear trend model and was assumed to occur in the month of December, which is a holiday or Christmas season. Monthly peak demand is at its lowest in the month of January. In general, peak demand is expected to grow at an average rate of 5.71% annually.
Uh, Furthermore, forecasted power loss, it discussed that monthly basis from year 2021 to year 2030, the system loss is expected to range from 10.46% to 5.35%, where the yearly basis from year 2021 to year 2031 is the system loss is expected to range from 8.96% to 8.42%. Forecasted decrease of Presco system loss in W or megawatt hour is 1.49% annually.
As for the captive customer connections, the number of residential connections is expected to grow at an average rate of 4.52% annually. The said customer class is expected to account for the 75.88% of the total consumption.
So, in conclusion, a solar power facility can offer a sustainable and resilient solution to this increasing demand, especially during daytime peak hours coinciding with solar generation. So, solar energy not only supports energy security but also reduces dependence on fossil fuels, stabilizes electricity prices in the long term, and contributes to environmental sustainability. Establishing a solar power plant within the facility can significantly offset base and peak demand requirements, improve the contracting level, and reduce system loss through localized generation. Thus, assessing the energy needs of the facility helps determine the real necessity and strategic advantage of integrating solar energy into the power mix.
Now, let us know what the technology is used in building the Citicore solar power plant. Photovoltaic or PV devices uses semiconducting materials to convert sunlight into electrical energy. A single PV device is referred to as a cell, and individual cells are linked together in chains to produce bigger units called modules or panels. When light strikes a photovoltaic or PV cell, also known as a solar cell, it can be reflected, absorbed, transmitted directly through the cell.
For the additional facts, the first one, Clark Solar Plant used photovoltaic cells with 71,440 modules installed. It is made by Astronergy CHS M6612P in the 310 and 315 models and has a polycrystalline cell type. The second one, Astronergy CHSM6612P solar panels are among the most efficient and competitive on the market today. These 72 cell solar panels, made of highly quality polycrystalline, are available in 275 watts, 280 watts, 285 watts, and 290 watts and are suitable for both residential and commercial applications. The third one, Astronergy, like most competitive brands, guarantee to produce 90% of their rated power for the first 10 years and more than 80% for the next 15.
Moreover, Astra Energy modules are also CUL and UL compliant. For additional information, CUL and UL are labels on electrical products in the USA and Canada that indicate that the products have been designed, built, and tested to be in accordance with safety standards for those respective countries under underwriter laboratories. Presented in the screen are the specifications of the module's weight, depth, height, width, and wattage. Moreover, the following are the mechanical and electrical specifications of the modules.
As for the infrastructure, the plant was developed by Citicore Renewable Energy Corporation or CREC and constructed by Sterling and Wilson, with Florida Blanca serving as the onshore contractor. Operations and maintenance are managed by Citicore Property Managers, Incorporated, ensuring efficient and continuous plant performance. This infrastructure not only supports the generation of renewable energy but also aligns with the Philippine government's objectives of reducing greenhouse gas emissions and enhancing energy security.
As we delve deeper into the Clark Solar Plant, we will identify many benefits that it currently entails. According to Citicore Renewable Energy in 2025, one of its main environmental impact is that it significantly reduces the greenhouse gas emissions during power generation because traditional plants, its utilization of solar panels reduces the need to use fossil fuel powered equipment and helps mitigate the effects of climate change, especially in Pampanga. Additionally, as Clark Solar Plant continuously provide clean energy to the surrounding community, they help lessen the carbon footprint of the businesses within those communities. Another benefit that Clark Solar Plant provides is water conservation, since according to the Solar Emporium, in 2025, a typical solar panel uses about 0.5% of the water required by a traditional power plant. This is because a traditional power plant relies heavily on water for cooling equipment and for steam for driving turbines, which means that Clark Solar Plant can help conserve water that can be allocated to sectors that are in need of more water. Ultimately, the Clark Solar Plant helps promote the use of renewable energy and support long-term sustainability by producing clean electricity and reducing the need for fossil fuels. It lowers greenhouse gas emissions and shows the benefits of solar power. The plant also encourages businesses and communities to switch to renewable energy, leading to a cleaner and greener future.
Heading now to the challenges faced, the Clark Solar Plant, a key project by Citicorp Renewable Energy, plays a vital role in advancing the Philippines' shift towards sustainable power. However, it faces notable challenges, particularly in managing environmental unpredictability and navigating economic constraints that affect its reliability and expansion. For the environmental concerns, first we have the intermittency of sunlight. Solar energy production depends on sunlight, which is inconsistent due to weather changes and climate variability. Second is the impact of climate change. Changing climate patterns can further reduce the predictability and consistency of solar power generation. Third, the lack of energy storage infrastructure. Without reliable storage systems, energy supply becomes unstable, especially during low sunlight periods. And for the economic factors, first is the land use competition. Solar farms require vast land areas which can conflict with agriculture, urban development, or conservation efforts. For the regulatory complexity, lengthy, costly processes for securing permits and complying with government regulations can delay projects. For the high economic investment, establishing and maintaining solar infrastructure demands significant financial sources which can limit expansion and deter investors. So, despite these challenges, the outlook for the Clark solar plant remains optimistic. Citicorp Renewable Energy is actively pursuing strategies to enhance the plant's efficiency and reliability, including investing in technological advancements to mitigate intermittency issues. The company is also exploring diverse funding sources to support its initiatives, which could improve financial performance and competitiveness. By addressing these challenges through strategic planning and investment, the Clark Solar Plant is well positioned to contribute significantly to the Philippines' renewable energy goals, fostering economic growth and environmental sustainability in the process.
Citicorp positions itself as a key advocate for sustainable development in the Philippines, promoting ecological awareness by exclusively developing renewable energy projects that encourage a shift away from fossil fuels. Beyond infrastructure, Citicorp actively engages in community programs to support and uplift local population near its project sites. One such initiative is the AgroSolar program, which allows farmers to cultivate crops in the areas beneath and around solar panels. This dual-purpose approach promotes food security while generating clean energy, and has been recognized as the Community Involvement Program of the Year in the Asia-Pacific region. Citicorp also runs the Usbong Scholarship, a bridge grant program that provides financial, educational, and technical support to deserving but underprivileged students from host communities, aiming to nurture educational growth and empower youth. Complementing this is the Bantay Basa Literacy Program, which focuses on enhancing reading proficiency among students by identifying and supporting those most in need of literacy development. Together, this initiative reflects Citicorp's broader commitment to education and community well-being in the areas it serves.
The next part is about the community benefits of the Clark Solar Plant. The Clark Solar Plant presents significant opportunities for local populations in the Philippines. These opportunities include job opportunities and easy access to electricity for the locals, giving them not only support for their economy but also a sustainable future. The construction and operation of solar power plants under Citicorp's initiatives have created employment opportunities in engineering, skilled labor, maintenance, and administration. These jobs provide locals with stable incomes and stimulate local economies. A great example is Citicorp's AgroSolar initiative, which combines farming with solar energy production. This dual-use model allows farmers to continue their livelihoods beneath solar panels, boosting food security and economic resilience at the same time. The other community benefit is the clean and reliable energy access. Citicorp also improves access to electricity in underserved regions by contributing clean and renewable energy to the national grid. This not only reduces our reliance on fossil fuels, but also directly benefits communities. One example is the Pailaw Solar Street Lighting Project, which lights up public spaces and improves safety for residents. The last part will be the challenges and future outlook that will be discussed by Master Joven.
Lastly, for the challenges and future outlook, the Clark Solar Plant contributes to clean generation of energy through reducing the use of fossil fuel in the Philippines. However, challenges such as intermittency, land and resource use, and regulatory and permitting issues impact efficiency and sustainability. To address these challenges, the company plans three main strategies. First, technological solutions are being strengthened. The company is enhancing solar systems and integrating energy storage to stabilize power supply. Next, financial arrangements include accessing diverse funding sources like grants, incentives, and investments to ensure long-term project support. Lastly, research and development is focused on improving project management and efficiency through innovation and best practices. With these strategies, the company aims to improve sustainability, boost reliability, and support national renewable energy targets. Again, we are Group 3 and we hope that our presentation has offered an informative understanding about the research project. Thank you.